Hello and welcome to the day 4 of DRONEWEEK. My name is Erika Firmo. I work at GE and I'm part of the GE Communications Leadership Program. Today we are live at the Olympic Park, and for the past year I've been working and helping GE to tell the story on how we are powering this place. Because in 50 days, lots of journalists and reporters, they will be all around this place just to live broadcast the most important sports event on Earth. But we're gonna do this today. We're live broadcasting through DRONEWEEK for you guys. We're gonna fly our drone on the Olympic Park and also inside the main facility here at the Olympic Park, which is the International Broadcast Center. Our drone will show you how GE is powering this place to make sure that more than 5 billion people can watch the games live on their houses, through their TVs and also on their computers. But before we kick off today's show, don't forget to send your questions through Facebook. We will answer them live at the end of the episode. Our drone is ready to take off. Let's take a look on how GE is powering the Olympic Games.
Rio de Janeiro, the second most populated city and the world's 5th most populated country. Life here is dynamic. People walk, drive, and swim in a crowded city that is caressed by the ocean. It's a city full of color, energy, and life. All the while, the things that make the city run are hidden from view: the grid, the network, the electrons put into service. Power is the lifeblood of the city. As the host of the Rio 2016 Olympic Games, the city's demand for more of this essential energy has increased. GE is at the heart of producing end-to-end solutions and incredible flexibility for the city. A city that for 17 days this August will be the center of the world. 7.5 million tickets will be sold for this first ever Olympic Games in South America. But that number pales in comparison to the over 5 billion people who will watch from home on their TVs and internet devices. Every single second of competition that the world watches will pass through here, the International Broadcast Center. The world's media will fill this building with computers, lights, video servers, and of course, cameras. The IBC, the stadiums, and all the buildings and services which support the athletes will require an incredible amount of power. An additional 250 megawatts, 20% of which is required to run the IBC itself. GE Energy Technologies, from the grid to the more than 3,000 uninterruptible power supplies, will play a key role in the delivery, distribution, monitoring, and uptime reliability of this power right here in Brazil. Harnessing the force of nature is one of the ways in which GE is a part of generating energy in Brazil. With the help of GE Power and renewable energy, the massive Itaipu Power Plant at the border of Brazil and Paraguay leverages 20 700 megawatt turbines channeling the might of nature to power both nations. During the month of August, power will be generated at sites across Brazil and will be carried with the help of GE Energy connections to the International Broadcast Center, where it will power the sounds and images that bring the Rio 2016 Olympic Games home to every nation that has sent its hopes and dreams, along with its athletes, to Rio. And now, a live look inside the IBC.
And we are back. Guys, right now we are gonna give you a tour inside the International Broadcast Center. This is the most important building inside the Olympic Park. But before we start, don't forget to send your questions on Facebook. If you are sending questions from the US, you are eligible to win one Phantom 4 drone. So don't forget to send your questions. We will answer them in some minutes. And here with me I have Sotiris Salomouris. Sotiris is the Chief Technology Officer for the Olympic broadcast, and he will show us inside. Follow us. Sotiris, tell us, what is this building?
Well, it's the heart of the Olympics when it comes to broadcasting. All the broadcasting networks that are covering the games worldwide, they have their placement here. They have their technical facilities, their studios, their operational spaces, their administration spaces. So that's where the heartbeat of the broadcasting of the games is.
Thank you. And how many TV channels will be here?
Overall, there are more than 200 individual broadcasting stations that are televising the games and are delivering this to the world audience. But here within the IBC, we have more than 140 of them being physically present.
How many people will work here during the games?
There are more than 10,000 broadcasters that have come to Rio to work for the games. Inside this building, at any single moment, there will be more than 7,000 of them.
Okay. And so curious question. How many meters of cable is inside this building?
Too many, actually. I mean, you can see around this huge structure. We're talking about 60,000 square meters of space. It's the equivalent of more than 8 fields of football game field. So there is a lot of cabling which is required to bring all the Olympic signals between the OBS spaces to all the broadcasters that are here. We're talking about more than 600 kilometers of cables just for broadcasting, not to include the power cabling. And out of them, 60 to 70 kilometers are just fibers. There is a huge fiber network actually which has been installed in Rio to connect all the Olympic venues with the IBC, exactly to bring all these pictures from the competition to the broadcasters, which actually this is a network of more than 25,000 kilometers of fiber all over the Rio city.
That's a lot. So Chiris, I will be with you in a second. And guys, we will be inside one of the main power rooms right now. So follow me and don't forget to send your questions on Facebook. We will be answering them in a minute, okay? Hey, let's... Thank you. So guys, as I told you, we are inside the main power room inside the International Broadcast Center. And here with me, I have Alfredo Melo. Alfredo,
Hello.
can you please introduce yourself?
Sure. Erica, I'm the commercial leader for the Olympic Games here in Rio de Janeiro.
Okay. Alfredo, what is this room? What does this mean for the IBC?
Yeah. A lot of people consider the IBC as the heart of the games, and we are exactly in the heart of this building. We have 11 power rooms in this building, and this is the biggest one. Okay, so we have 11 low voltage panels, 2 transformers, and 2 UPSs. Do you know what a UPS is?
No, can you tell me?
Okay, a UPS is a machine that if there is a power failure, this machine starts the generator and ensure that there's no power shortage for all kinds of equipments that are connected to the UPS.
Okay, what are the other technology that GE have here in this room?
In this room,
Yeah.
we have all the power distribution, okay? So we are basically feeding the TV studios. We have approximately 100 panels in the whole building, distributed in 11 power rooms and also in the substations. We have the UPSs, as I mentioned, and also the transformers.
So it's easier for everyone to understand these numbers. Can you compare with something that it's common?
Yeah. So the IBC itself consumes approximately 20% of the total power demand of the games. This is equivalent of a citizen of 200,000 citizens, approximately. So it's a lot of power, a lot of responsibility.
Okay, thank you very much, Alfredo. Guys, keep sending your questions on Facebook. If you are sending them through from the US, we are gonna give away a Phantom 4 drone. Keep sending them. It's gonna be very nice because we are gonna answer them live right now. So Chiris, can you join us, please? A lot of questions coming from social media. The first one is for you, Alfredo. Mikey from USA is asking if you can tell him what is the GE specific role in the Rio 2016 Olympic Games?
Yeah, we are not only a top sponsor of the games, so we have a contract until 2020 Tokyo, but we are also providing the state-of-art technologies in several different areas, not only in electrical distribution, but also in healthcare imaging equipment and also in lighting systems.
Okay, thank you. Question for you, Sutiris. Rafael from Brazil, he's asking how many people are expected to watch the games in Brazil this year, and what about worldwide?
Worldwide, the expectations are for more than 4 billion people. This is an expected increase from London that we all wish to see. And when it comes to Brazil, I wish the whole population.
Thank you. Question to you, Alfredo. Felicity from USA is asking, what is the importance of UPS in the Olympic game operation?
Yeah, it's very important. We have the Olympic Games, the OBS and the IOC, they have a multiple redundant system, and we are part of this system, okay? So they have plenty of emergency generators, and we play a very important role, since if there is a power failure, our systems assumes this load, and then, as I said, turns on the generators, okay?
Another question to you from...
And these UPSs, is very important to say, that they are spread out. There are more than 3,000 UPSs in all single Olympic venue.
So it's not only about the IBC, where else do we
have in all sports venues and non-sports venue as well. In the Olympic Village, we have in the tennis center, in the velodrome, in the karaoke arenas, everywhere.
Nice. Another question to you from Judith. She's asking how long can the UPS last until the battery runs out?
Yeah, it varies a little bit depending on the load. For the IBC, for example, it varies from 15 to 20 minutes until the battery is finished. Okay?
Guys, keep sending your questions through Facebook. We will answer them live right here in the middle of the main power room. I have a question coming from New Sutiris. Pedro from Brazil is asking how many countries will have studios at the IBC?
Well, we have more than 20 studios inside the IBC, varying from small size to quite huge. There are some studios that are among the biggest that you can find in any TV station in the world now. And there are about 50 of the broadcasters that do have studio space inside the IBC.
Another question for you, Sutiris. Mark from USA is asking, are all the power rooms the same inside this IBC? Like this power room is the same as the other ones?
No, there are variances. First of all, there are power rooms which are dedicated to providing power to the broadcast loads, so the loads that our broadcasters actually consume. And there are also other power rooms which are dedicated to providing power for the air conditioning system. For us, the air conditioning system of this building is equally important as the actual power that goes to the broadcasters, because if we lose power to the air conditioning and it goes down, then after a while we'll also start losing our broadcast operations, because all our equipment and our studios needs to be cooled down to operate properly. And there are, of course, also other power rooms which are dedicated to the general, if you like, use of power within the building, like for escalators, elevators, general lighting, and so on. So they do vary depending on the needs.
Thank you. I have a question coming from Brazil to you, Alfredo. Kyle is asking, how long does it take for the UPS to start working in case the power goes down?
No, it's immediate. This is the importance of this technology. So the people that is watching the television don't realize that something happened wrong, because our system immediately is connected to the load, so nobody perceives this failure, right? And the UPS is also important to emphasize that it's not only good for power failures, but also to stabilize the current and the voltage as well.
Okay. Ellen from Brazil is also asking how many UPS do we need to make sure the Olympics is running?
So as I said, we have more than 3,000 UPSs distributed in all Olympic venues. So it's a critical piece of equipment that the IOC and the organizers always use.
Thank you. Guys, keep sending your questions on Facebook. We are answering them live right now. Another question for you, Alfredo. Megan from USA is asking, what role does G play in delivering powers from sources across Brazil to the IBC?
Yeah, so GE has basically, I'll emphasize the renewables here. We produce energy with our wind turbines, with hydro, in hydropower plants, and also in solar. So, and we have a lot of equipment installed around many power plants in Brazil. So it is contribute to the grid in general, okay?
Thank you, Alfredo. Question to you both, Sotiris and Alfredo. How much collaboration is involved in making the IBC run? Would you like to start?
Yeah, I can start. Yeah, this building, as the whole organization of the games, is a teamwork. There are multiple stakeholders involved. For this project, for example, we started developing the design more than 3 years ago, right? And we had this initial challenge of proving that our equipment was very, very reliable to the organizers, and also to ship them from abroad and assemble here in Brazil is also a different challenge. So it's a teamwork. A lot of people in GE worked to have this building up and running now.
Thank you.
I mentioned 140 broadcasters that have a physical presence here from more than 70 different countries. So there is no other way that it can happen unless there is a strong coordination between all of these players. And we're talking about players come from all sorts of different places around the world. So it's only about coordination, it's only about teamwork. There is no other way.
Thank you very much, Sotiris. Thank you, Alfredo.
Thank you.
Guys, this is the end of our show today. Tune in tomorrow, 5:20 p.m. in case you are in Brazil. If you are in North America, we will be live 4:20 EST. We're gonna be live from the Olympic Park. It's gonna be special tomorrow, so you can miss it. Also, don't forget to follow us on Snapchat because we are. You can check behind the scenes. General Electric, follow us. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.